From making cringy YouTube videos to fighting the best boxer in the world, Logan Paul has come a long way. He's been trying his luck at fighting UFC lightweight sensation Paddy Pimblett, and despite multiple call-outs, Logan Paul has failed to set anything up. The celebrity boxer has been going extra hard at Paddy these days, and for those of you who can't figure out why, it's pretty obvious. Both the Paul brothers love making headlines, and since the Liverpudlian is one of the biggest names in the promotion, it's no surprise why they're out to get him. And I'll get to what happened to Logan in a bit, but did you know younger brother Jake actually offered to fly Paddy out and fight him? Yep, I'm not making this up. Jake offered to fly him out to Puerto Rico for a sparring match, but since he's set to fight Tommy Fury soon, he's left this mission to elder brother Logan Paul. The WWE superstar recently starred on an Australian radio show, and that's when things got ugly. A listener rang Logan up when the phone lines were open and confronted him over his failure to fight UFC star Paddy Pimblett. I'm not gonna lie, it seemed like she was seriously mad at Paul for not fighting him. You've been talking about it for a long time, and he's called you out, and you still have done nothing about it. Well, she does have a point, because if you ask me, it's not just Paul. Pimblett hasn't done anything about it either. They're just enjoying the spotlight at this point. But that's not what Logan thinks. He claims it's actually Paddy who's done nothing about it. Well, what can he do? The Liverpudlian is locked up in his UFC contract.
The winner by unanimous decision, Paddy Pimblett.
And the last thing Uncle Dana will let him do is go fight Logan Paul in an exhibition boxing match. Because think about it, if he lets Paddy do it, why didn't he let Francis Ngannou fight Tyson Fury? There's absolutely no way this fight can happen in the boxing ring. But that's exactly the reason why this is Logan's failure. I'm not sure if you remember or not, but it was actually the 28-year-old who said he'll make his UFC debut if he gets to fight Paddy. I mean, if he's so serious about it, why hasn't he made a move yet? And once he's on a UFC contract, I don't see why these guys can't fight each other, because this is literally the matchup fans want. They want to see the Paul brothers get tested against real fighters, not a bunch of YouTubers or retired athletes, real fighters. But that's not all. Even if Logan does make it to the UFC, he has one more condition. He wants Paddy to move up not one, but 2 weight classes to fight him. Honestly speaking, that's absurd. And I get the fact that Logan is naturally the bigger fighter, but that's still not a reason to get Pimblett to move up 2 weight classes. Or maybe he knows he'll get slapped if Paddy fights close to his original weight class. Either way, it's not like he's an impressive fighter or something. Let's get one thing straight here. Logan is an entertainer. He's built for sports like the WWE, but when it comes to fighting, guys like Paddy Pimblett could seriously end up hurting him.
This could be it. He's got one hand. Under. This is it. That's tight. He gets it. He gets the tap. The Paddy party.
Because that's not going to be an exhibition match, it's going to be a battle. It's not going to be Floyd Mayweather keeping him up to entertain the fans. It's going to be brutal, since winning is the only thing that matters at the promotion. And if you ask me, I think Logan knows that very well, and that's why he'll never join the UFC. It just doesn't make sense. Sure, he's a natural athlete with wrestling experience, but these are straight up killers we're talking about. They'll break him in half if he ever decides to dance with them inside the cage.
Fighter, boy. Oh, he's a fire. Oh, the big right hand. Oh, my goodness. On the ropes. Oh, the Paddy has died.
And I don't want to get into the specifics, but what about his contract? Does he plan on signing with the promotion for only 1 fight? Because that's not how Uncle Dana operates. He might have been generous when it comes to Prime, but the UFC, he'll make sure he stays there and justifies his worth. And Logan can't afford that. He has his hands full with the WWE, Impulsive, and Prime. Adding a legit fighting promotion in that mix would only ruin everything else. So take it from me, when fans claim Logan has no ambition to fight Paddy Pimblett, they're 100% correct. All this drama is nothing but easy promotion for their beverage brands. And while Logan has lost all 3 of his fights so far, Pimblett is on a roll with 4 consecutive wins at the promotion. Is there any comparison between these guys? Shouldn't they just stick to their domains and dominate? Because Paddy is what I like to call a seasoned fighter. And I know what you're thinking right now. He didn't look too seasoned when he took on Jared Gordon, but just imagine how he'd fare against Logan. It would be a death match. Pimblett would walk right over him without any trouble whatsoever. This is a fighter whose MMA journey is literally being compared to the notorious Conor McGregor. I mean, think about what it would mean for his brand if he just got up one day and decided to fight the celebrity boxer. So not only is this fight extremely unfair and mismatched, but it's also bad for Paddy's brand. He's a charismatic personality with a super bright career at the promotion. The last thing he should be thinking about right now is throwing it all away by going up against someone who fights part-time. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself here. All this would be relevant if there was an actual chance of them fighting. Because if you ask me, I don't think Logan Paul versus Paddy Pimblett will ever happen. Jake Paul versus the Baddie is much more likely. I'll tell you why. Jake is much more serious about his boxing career, and whether you like him or not, you can't deny his skill level. From fighting YouTubers to going up against one of the biggest names in MMA, the problem child has proved over and over again he's serious about fighting. And provided he wins against Tommy, I think fight fans will finally start considering him as a legitimate boxer. Oh, and before I forget to tell you, he also recently signed with the PFL. It's much more likely we get to see Paddy fight Jake, but that's only if the Liverpudlian is willing to drop his UFC career. Because Dana might have a decent relationship with Logan, but when it comes to Jake, there's nothing but hatred. There's absolutely no way the UFC president will ever let Jake sign with the UFC. And as for Logan, he is not Paddy's daddy. Clearly, this is only what I've been saying all along. Nothing but a beverage war. About a few weeks back, Logan Paul revealed he and Uncle Dana would be making a huge announcement soon, and a lot of fans thought it would be related to Paddy. But guess what? It had nothing to do with him at all. It was just an announcement revealing Prime will be the official drink of the UFC. And after that was announced, Logan came out and said he's Paddy's daddy. Well, whatever floats his boat, I guess, because there's literally no way he could ever win against Pimblett. Maybe if the Liverpudlian moved up 2 weight classes and competed in the boxing ring, but apart from that, there's no chance. Anyway, that's what Logan Paul had to say about his failure to fight UFC star Paddy Pimblett.